I felt him touch her, not with my eyes, not with my ears, with the bond I stupidly agreed to when I thought my ex-mate loved me. Every moan he gave her, every lie he whispered. It all slammed into my nervous system like a live stream I never signed up for. I ran that same night, barefoot, bleeding, half-shifted, because he called it a mistake he'd fix by dragging me home and mating me properly. Translation: erase me before the pack found out I wasn't good enough for him. His hunters are still out there. But tonight, one of them doesn't make it back to his little hunting party. A rogue alpha steps out of the shadows, tall, scarred, eyes glowing like wildfire, and growls, "If you're running from who I think you are, you stay with me." I should be afraid rogues don't do rescue missions. They don't do comfort. They don't do claiming. But when his presence hits my wolf, my knees buckle, my fear dies, and the night itself seems to hush around us, like it knows he's already chosen, even if he swears he doesn't do attachments. If you've ever trusted the wrong mate, hit subscribe, because fate's about to get messy. Chapter 1. My name is Alina Hale, 24, former Pack Omega, presently. Exhausted, barefoot, armed with nothing but a broken cell phone and spite. I didn't plan to hide in an abandoned bus station at the edge of the city, but hunger makes you creative. Also, it's the last place my ex would expect. He hates public transportation. Too common, he said. Yes, that's who I almost mated for life. Mother Moon loves a good joke. I sit on the soot-cold concrete, hugging my knees as wind whistles through shattered glass panels. Neon signs flicker outside, buzzing like angry insects. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wail. I breathe in the metallic scent of rain-soaked asphalt and try to ignore the throb behind my ribs, the bond ache it hits sometimes. A reminder I'm still tied to him. A reminder that he's awake. A reminder that he's thinking about something he shouldn't be thinking about. My wolf hunches low. Fear prickles up my spine. He's getting closer. I sense him the way prey senses predators. Instinct and trauma in equal doses. My ex's pack hunters always move the same way. 3 forward, 1 circling left, 1 lagging behind like the world's saddest vulture. A crunch of gravel outside confirms it. They're here. Great. Perfect. My favorite, trauma with a side of cardio. I slip silently behind a toppled vending machine, pressing myself into the stale shadow. I pray the hunters can't scent panic. I've heard it's basically anxiety with a citrus undertone. Footsteps approach. Heavy, confident. Not pack, not familiar. My wolf shivers. A silhouette enters through the broken door, tall, broad shoulders framed in moonlight, hair tousled by rain, jacket dripping. His scent hits next, embers, wild cedar, uncharted territory, and danger. Rogue. The stranger scans the room with eyes I can't see yet, but feel like pressure on my skin. "You can come out," he says, voice low, scratchy, indecently calm. "If I wanted you pinned, little Omega, you'd already be under me." "Excuse me?" I stay hidden, offended on several levels. He steps forward, graceful, silent, rogue-trained, not pack-trained. That's worse, or better. I'm too overwhelmed to choose last chance, he murmurs. I'm not one of the bastards chasing you. How do you know someone's chasing me? I shoot back. He huffs a dark laugh, the kind that curls toes and reputations. Because, he says, they're outside, 5 of them, bad formation, worse discipline, and one's bleeding. My breath stops. He took one down before stepping inside. Who are you? I whisper. He steps into a strip of moonlight, scar over his brow, jaw sharp enough to murder, eyes glowing molten gold. My name is Knox Riven, he says, Rogue Alpha. Every part of me goes still. Rogue Alphas don't introduce themselves, they don't speak gently, they don't feel safe. And yet, you're coming with me, Knox says. I laugh, unhinged, a little hysterical. That sounds like kidnapping. If I wanted to kidnap you, he says dryly, you wouldn't be standing. Then his wolf surges, not shifting, just flexing through him. Power rolls off him, heavy and warm. My knees buckle, my breath stutters, my wolf bows. Not in fear, in recognition. Knox steps closer, scent wrapping around me like a shield. I can keep you safe from him, he murmurs. But if you run, they'll find you, and next time I won't be there to intercept. My voice shakes. What do you want? He leans in, gold eyes burning. Nothing, he says. I don't do attachments. He turns away, giving me the choice. But, he adds softly, my wolf disagrees. Chapter 2. Knox walks toward the broken doorway with the confidence of someone who fears absolutely nothing, which is a bold lifestyle choice. Given the number of armed idiots outside, I should stay hidden. I should stay quiet. I should not follow the giant, dangerous rogue alpha like a traumatized baby duck. But he moves like a shield I didn't know I needed. Broad shoulders, storm-dark hair, golden eyes that track every sound. My wolf pushes me forward. Not submissive, not afraid. Drawn. I hate it, mostly. I creep out from behind the vending machine, staying several cautious feet behind him. Knox glances back like he was waiting for me to decide. His wolf reacts first. I can see it in the way his eyes flash gold for a beat, the way his shoulders loosen like I've done something that pleases him. He masks it fast. Rogues don't do softness. Stay close, he orders quietly. My mouth tries to be brave. I don't take orders. His gaze drops to my trembling hands. Your body disagrees. Great. I'm physically betraying myself in front of the hot stranger defender. Perfect. We stand in silence as the rain outside thickens, the sound drumming against the busted bus station roof. Knox tilts his head, scenting. They're moving east, he murmurs, trying to circle the building. How many? I ask. 4 now. I blink. There were 5. He shrugs one shoulder. There were. I stare at him. He doesn't elaborate. I decide I don't need the details. He turns to face me fully then. Too close, too warm, too much. My heart stutters like a broken engine. Alina, he says, voice low. I need you to listen. I raise a brow. I'm literally all ears and anxiety. His lips twitch. The closest thing to a smile I've seen on him. You can run, Knox tells me. You can keep running until you collapse. But your ex's pack will keep sending trackers until you're caught, or worse, they're desperate. Desperation makes men stupid. Tell me something I don't know. His gaze sharpens. You're scent marked. My stomach drops. He continues. Faded, but present. That's how they're tracking you. The world tilts. My skin crawls. The memory burns. My ex biting me during a fight the day before everything fell apart. A fake claim. A desperate attempt to tie us together after he. I swallow hard. It wasn't a real mate mark, I whisper. I didn't consent. Knox's jaw flexes. A storm flickers behind his eyes. He marked you without permission? My voice cracks. Does it matter? Yes. His growl is soft, but it shakes the air. It matters. Heat spikes through the room. Not threatening, but protective, primal. His wolf surges again, coiling around me like a warning to the universe I should tell him to calm down. I don't. He steps closer. You can never go back to that pack, you know that. I nod, throat tight. Good, he says. Then we're leaving. We? Knox tilts his head. Unless you want to stay here and wait for your ex to drag you home. Hard pass. I cross my arms. Why do you care what happens to me? Rogues don't do rescue, they don't do involvement. His expression doesn't change, but the air does. A shift. Subtle but deep, like something inside him tightens. I didn't say I cared, he murmurs. You literally dragged a hunter into the woods and then came in here after me. That's not caring, that's killing the problem. That's worse, Knox. He huffs, annoyed. Omega, you're alive because I felt like keeping you alive. That's not the comfort you think it is. He sighs like I'm the exhausting one here. Alina, I know you don't trust me. You shouldn't. But you will listen to me, because you want to survive. I hate that he's right. Before I can respond, he cuts in quietly. And because my wolf won't let me leave you. That lands somewhere too close to my ribs. I try to deflect with humor. Your wolf sounds clingy. His eyes flash gold. He's territorial. Oh, that's better. Alina. The way he says my name, I feel it in my knees. He steps closer, lowering his voice. I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm telling you the only way you stop them from scent tracking you is by masking your trail. How? His jaw tightens, like he knows I'm going to hate the answer. A rogue's scent, he says, overpowers any bond your ex left on you. My brain short-circuits. You're saying you need to cover me with your scent? Knox doesn't blink. Yes. I stare at him, flustered. That sounds like practicality, he interrupts. Suspicious practicality. He leans in, voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. If I wanted you, you'd know. Oh, I know. My wolf is practically writing his name in the air with sparkly gel pens. I take a shaky breath, and after you do that, you just walk away? His nostrils flare like he smells the lie in my question. Rogues don't do attachment, he says quietly. But? He hesitates just a moment. But my wolf, he admits, is watching you like he already chose. My pulse slams. Heat crawls up my neck. Before I can say anything, Knox snaps his gaze to the door. They're moving in, he growls. He steps in front of me, shielding me with his body. No hesitation, no command, just instinct. He glances back. Alina, he says, stay behind me. This time, I do. Chapter 3. Knox positions himself between me and the doorway like he was carved for the role, broad shoulders squared, muscles coiled, that molten look in his eyes that says he's 2 seconds from violence and absolutely fine with that. Outside, gravel crunches. Low voices. The hunters are closing in. My pulse is playing its own Olympic sport. My wolf is pacing so hard inside me she's practically leaving claw marks on my ribs. Knox doesn't look back, but his voice brushes against me like warm smoke. Alina, breathe. I am breathing, I whisper back. You're panicking. This is my breathing. Panic is my cardio. He huffs a quiet laugh that he immediately pretends didn't happen. Then, they're coming from the north side, 4 of them. North is that way, right? He glances over his shoulder. Omega, please don't help. Okay, rude but fair. Knox lifts his chin as footsteps crunch toward us. I can feel the air shift, pressure dropping, electricity gathering like a storm trying to borrow his attitude. Then the hunters speak. Tracker says the Omega's inside, one mutters. He said Knox might be nearby. Knox's jaw tightens. Rogue bastard thinks he can interfere with pack business. Another scoffs. Orders are to bring her home and to kill anything that gets in the way. Knox steps forward slowly. His voice is a blade dragged through velvet. Try. The hunters freeze. One whispers, Shit, he's here. Knox doesn't give them time to recover. He moves, not shifting. He doesn't need to. Rogue alphas fight like physics is optional. He grabs the first hunter by his jacket and slams him into a pillar so hard dust rains down from the ceiling. The second swings at him. Knox catches the man's wrist mid-air and twists until bone cracks. I wince. Oh, okay, that's effective. The third man tries to flank him. Knox kicks him backward through the broken bus station door, where the guy lands in a puddle with a splash that makes me feel oddly satisfied. The fourth turns to run. Big mistake. Knox is on him in a blink, dragging him back by the collar like a misbehaving toddler. The man lands in the dirt at Knox's feet. Knox crouches low, grip tightening. Your alpha sent you after a woman he marked without consent, Knox growls. You follow orders like that? The man trembles. You don't understand. No, Knox snaps. I understand too well. For a moment he looks like he might break the hunter's spine, but instead he stands, tosses the man aside, and says, Run home. Tell your alpha she's under rogue protection now. Under rogue protection. Is it bad that sent a spark down my spine? The hunter nods frantically and sprints away like he's being chased by nightmares. Knox doesn't watch him go. He turns to me, and for the first time since he walked into this ruined station, his guard drops. Just a little, just enough to feel like he's letting me see him behind the claws. You okay? He asks. It's simple. It's soft. It hits harder than it should. I think so, I say. No one died, right? He shrugs. I held back. Oh. I blink. That's considerate. He levels me with a stare. You don't need more death on your conscience. The world tilts because he actually thought about that about me. I hug my elbows. Knox, thank you. He looks away like the words bother him. Or maybe they matter too much. We're not safe here, he says quietly, and until your ex realizes they can't scent track you anymore, they'll keep coming. Right, the scent mark, I swallow. You said you could mask it. His eyes meet mine, gold, fierce, uncomfortably steady. Yes, he says, but it means getting close. My wolf perks up like someone offered her a free spa day. I, meanwhile, am having a full existential crisis. Define close, I manage. Knox steps toward me. Just one step. But it feels like gravity shifts with him. Close enough that my scent replaces his. Like hugging, I squeak. His voice drops. Hugging isn't enough. Oh, great, wonderful. Continue ruining my blood pressure. He steps fully into my space now, heat radiating off him. Scent of smoke and wild cedar wrapping around me. He lifts his hand slowly. May I? He's asking permission. A rogue alpha. The kind of man who just slammed someone into architecture and walked away bored. My throat tightens. Why ask? I whisper. His answer is soft. Too soft. Because no one else ever did. My chest cracks open. Knox continues, voice low and rough. I'm going to put my scent on your skin, your neck, your clothes, everywhere his scent lingers. This sounds like a lot. It is, and not symbolic at all. His lips twitch. Omega, I am literally claiming you from another male. Symbolism is unavoidable. Heat flares in my face. He leans in, breath brushing my jaw. Say yes, Alina, he murmurs. Let me erase him. My breath catches. Because for the first time since I ran, my fear quiets. My wolf leans forward. My heart doesn't run away, I whisper. Yes. Knox's eyes go molten gold, and then his hand cups my jaw. His scent rolls over my skin, and the whole world narrows to his touch. A rogue alpha marking me as his, even though he swears he doesn't do attachments. Chapter 4. Knox's hand is warm against my jaw. Too warm. Like he's made of fire and I've spent my whole life in winter. My breath catches, half disbelief, half something far more dangerous. He's close. Close enough that I feel the brush of his chest with every inhale, close enough that the glow of his eyes paints gold across my cheekbones. Alina, he murmurs, voice low, velvet dark. If I go too far, you tell me. I stop immediately. I blink up at him. This is already too far. His thumb slides slowly, deliberately across the edge of my jaw, and yet you're not telling me to stop. He's right. I'm not. My wolf is practically doing backflips. I should have boundaries, rules, standards, but all I have is Knox, inches away from scent marking me like I'm something worth defending. And it's doing very unhealthy things to my dignity. I swallow. Do it. Something shifts behind his eyes. Not victory, not dominance, recognition. He steps even closer until my back meets the cold concrete pillar behind me. His body doesn't touch mine, he's careful about that, but his presence surrounds me like a shield made of heat and instinct. He lowers his head. His breath hits the side of my throat. My pulse lurches. His nose grazes my jaw, moving with agonizing slowness. Not a kiss, not a bite, a deliberate drag of his scent across my skin. Warmth spreads through me like wildfire. My wolf presses forward so hard I nearly gasp. Knox breathes in softly, almost reverently. His voice rumbles against my neck. Good, you're relaxing. Relaxing is a strong word. I'm vibrating like an over-caffeinated hummingbird. His hand slides to the back of my neck, not gripping, not claiming, just anchoring. Then he moves to the other side of my throat, brushing his cheek along my skin, leaving another sweep of scent. Smoke, wild cedar stormlight, Knox. You're doing well, he murmurs. I exhale shakily. What am I, a trainee puppy? He huffs a dark laugh into my skin, and I feel it like a shockwave. That was the polite version, he says. The impolite version includes you pressed fully against me and my teeth involved. I choke on air. Impolite? That sounds illegal. It is, for good reason. And what reason is that? His voice drops, wolf rough. Because you'd melt. My knees actually buckle. Knox catches my hip, gentle, steady, and curses softly under his breath, like my reaction is the problem, not his shameless alpha flirting. Careful, he warns. Easy. He completes the scent marking along the curve of my neck, the line of my collarbone, and the sensitive spot just beneath my ear. Everywhere he touches burns with warmth. When he pulls back, he inhales sharply. His golden eyes darken. His wolf rises. For a moment, he looks like he wants to do more. Much more. But he doesn't. Instead, he steps back, slowly, deliberately, putting a few feet between us like distance is the only thing keeping him rational. I have to press my palm to the wall to stay upright. He stares at me, jaw tight. It's done, he says quietly. His scent is gone. I touch my throat, dazed. And yours is everywhere. His eyes flash. Good. Knox. Yes? That was intense. He looks away, running a hand through his hair like he needs to physically reset himself. You think that was intense for you? He mutters. You have no idea what it did to my wolf. Oh no. The room tilts a little. My heartbeat does jazz choreography. I try to play it off with humor. So, does your wolf want to, I don't know, put a ring on me now? He glares. My wolf wants to tear your ex's throat out. No to the ring, then. Got it. He steps closer again, not touching, just hovering in my space like eclipses hover over daylight. But hear me, Alina, he says. He doesn't want to harm you, ever. That's rare for a rogue wolf. I blink up at him. Is that a compliment? At this point, he sighs, it's a confession. Before I can process that emotionally dangerous statement, Knox's gaze snaps to the doorway. His pupils dilate, his wolf surges. More hunters, he growls. Your ex sent a second wave. My breath stutters. How many? Knox steps in front of me again, body shifting into full defensive mode. His voice drops into something dark and alpha deep, enough to think they can challenge me. A pause, but not enough to survive it. He looks over his shoulder at me, calm, lethal, certain. Stay behind me, Knox orders, because I don't lose what I've claimed. And just like that, we move, him to fight, me to follow, and fate laughing somewhere above us because it knows. This rogue's no attachments rule is already in flames. Chapter 5. The moment Knox senses the second wave of hunters, something in the room turns razor sharp. Not fear, not panic, intensity, thick enough to taste. The air around him crackles, like lightning collecting in muscle and bone. His wolf pushes so close to the surface that the gold in his eyes becomes a full wildfire glow. I stand behind him, breath shallow, pulse slamming like it's trying to escape my body. Outside, heavy boots snarling curses, the stench of anger and wet fur from fast shifts. Knox doesn't move. He waits, like a storm waiting for permission. "Alina," he says quietly, eyes fixed on the doorway. "Yeah?" "When they break through, don't run." "What if I panic run?" "Then I catch you." "That's not comforting. It wasn't meant to be." Great, amazing. My nerves are filing complaints to HR. The footsteps stop right outside the shattered door. A voice, smooth, cruel, calls out, "Knox Riven, step aside. The Omega belongs to us." Knox exhales through his nose, unimpressed. "Wrong. You can't fight all of us," the voice taunts. Knox tilts his head, cracks his neck. "Try." The doorframe explodes inward. 4 wolves burst through, half-shifted, claws extended, eyes glowing with pack fury. Knox moves before my brain can catch up. He meets the first wolf mid-leap, grabbing its scruff and flipping it over his shoulder with a sickening crunch. The second lunges from the side. Knox dodges, grabs its jaw, and slams it into the floor so hard dust billows. He's not fighting like a pack wolf. He's fighting like someone who learned pain first, rules second, and mercy never. The third wolf circles behind him. "Knox!" I yell. He pivots just in time, grabbing the wolf by the throat with one hand. One hand. His voice breaks into a growl that rattles the collapsed ceiling beams. "You think you can come after what I protect?" The wolf chokes, kicking helplessly. Knox throws him across the room like he weighs nothing. The fourth wolf shifts mid-jump, a man now, eyes wild, teeth bared, and swings a silver-edged blade. Knox catches his wrist. Silver burns him instantly. I see it. I smell it. The metallic tang of scorched skin. My breath freezes. Knox doesn't flinch. He twists the hunter's arm, forcing him down, and whispers something so low and lethal it chills my bones. Then he knocks the man unconscious with one punch. Silence crashes into the room. My brain is still buffering. Knox stands over the defeated hunters, chest rising and falling, steam curling off his skin where the silver burned him. My wolf is stunned, awed, possessive in a way I didn't know she could be. He turns to me slowly. "Alina," he says, "you okay?" I blink. "You just took down 4 grown wolves in 30 seconds. "That's not an answer. I'm processing. A simple yes would work," I sputter. "Sir, you expect one-word answers after that performance?" His lips twitch, a restrained almost smile, before he hides it again. Then I see it, his hand. The burn line, silver bite still smoking. My stomach drops. "You're hurt," I whisper. "It'll heal." "It's silver. Alina." He steps closer, lowering his voice. "It will heal." Not reassuring, I take his wrist anyway. Knox freezes. His eyes flick to mine, wolf-bright, confused. "And something else. Let me see," I say, gently turning his hand. He tenses like he's not used to being touched. At all. The burn is angry and raw, spreading up his palm. A quiet snarl slips from his throat. Pain or instinct, I can't tell. "Sit," I order, his brows lift. "Omega, sit." He sits. Okay, that should not be attractive. I kneel in front of him, pulling his hand into my lap. His eyes go feral, glowing at the contact, but he doesn't pull away. "How long were you exposed to silver?" I ask softly. "Just a few seconds." "That's enough to cripple most wolves." "I'm not most." He's right. I can feel it. The simmering power under his skin, the way his wolf stirs like an ancient beast. I run my thumb gently around the burn. Knox inhales sharply. "That hurt?" I ask. "No." "Oh," he swallows. "That wasn't pain." I blink. My brain short-circuits. My wolf practically fans herself. I try for a subject change before I combust. "You protected me." He frowns. "Of course I did." "You didn't have to." His eyes soften, barely, but enough to break something in my chest. "You're under my scent now." A pause. "That makes you mine to protect." Mine. The word lands like a heartbeat. Then, Knox looks away sharply, like he said too much. Like he heard himself and didn't like the echo. "This is temporary," he mutters. "Right, temporary. Just until the threat passes. Yep, temporary." Neither of us sounds convinced. Before the tension can get worse, Knox stands and offers me his uninjured hand. "Come on," he says. "We need to move. They'll regroup." I take his hand. Our fingers lock, and Knox inhales like that single touch hit his wolf like a jolt. For one dangerous second, he doesn't let go. His voice, when he speaks, is rougher. "Alina, don't leave my side." "I'm not planning on it." He nods once as we move through the broken station, stepping over the unconscious hunters. I hear him whisper under his breath. "Maybe not meant for me. Good, because if you do, I don't know what I'll do." A rogue alpha, who doesn't do attachment, already fraying at the edges. Fate is laughing, and honestly, I'm starting to laugh with her. Chapter 6. Knox leads me out of the bus station and into the thick, rain-soaked night. The city smells like wet concrete and adrenaline. Moonlight spills through clouds in slivered beams, as if the sky is trying to watch the drama unfold. His hand is still wrapped around mine. Big, warm, calloused, anchoring. He hasn't let go since he helped me up. He also hasn't acknowledged he hasn't let go. Typical rogue behavior. Accidentally tender, intentionally grumpy. "Where are we going?" I ask, as we slip between two abandoned buildings. "A safe house." "You have a safe house?" He gives me a sharp look. "I'm a rogue. I have contingencies, hideouts, escape routes, stashes, and—" "Emotional issues?" He stops walking and glares. "Do you want shelter or not?" I always want shelter, and emotional honesty. He mutters something under his breath that might be a curse, or might be my name said like an accusation. We keep moving. Knox leads us through old alleys, climbing over rusted fences and weaving between dumpsters. He moves like he grew up in shadows, like he knows every secret path carved into this city's bones. I realize mid-step, he's keeping me close not so I can follow, but so anyone who attacks will hit him first, and that does something dangerous to my insides. After 10 tense minutes, he stops in front of a rundown brick building with shattered windows and ivy strangling the walls. "This is a safe house?" I ask flatly. He gives me a look. "It's the outside that sells it." He pushes open a metal door hanging lopsided on its hinges. Inside is warm, dimly lit, clean, supplied, a bedroll, a small stove, medical supplies, fresh clothes, bottled water, a rogue version of cozy. I step inside as Knox scans every corner, sniffing, checking for intruders. He relaxes only when he's satisfied we're alone. I set my hands on my hips. "Okay, so, step 1, food, water. Step 2, we unpack your childhood trauma." His head whips toward me. "Why would we unpack anything?" "You said rogues have issues." "I didn't say that." "You implied it." I said nothing remotely like, I cross my arms. "Knox, you punched a man so hard he flew through a doorway. You definitely have issues." He rubs his eyes like he's 5 minutes from shifting just to escape this conversation. "Alina," he growls. "Yes?" "Sit." My eyebrows shoot up. "You did not just command me like a stray." He grits his teeth. "I wasn't commanding, I was asking. Badly." I accept the apology. He mutters a curse. I sit on the bedroll because my legs are tired and Knox's vibe is vibrating somewhere between murder and panic. He kneels near a crate and pulls out a small metal kit. "Your neck." "My what?" He gestures vaguely toward my throat. "The scent marking. It might have irritated your skin, I need to check." "Oh," suddenly self-conscious. Okay." I tilt my head. Knox leans in, way in. His fingers brush my collarbone as he inspects the skin he'd rubbed his scent into. His breath ghosts across my neck, and I swear my entire nervous system lights up like a slot machine hitting jackpot. His voice is quieter than I've ever heard it. "You're fine." A pause. "You smell like me now." That should not be the hottest sentence I've heard in weeks, but it absolutely is. My ex won't be able to track me anymore? I ask. Knox's jaw tightens. No, only rogues or alphas with extremely strong scent memory would sense anything. Your ex isn't that. I nod. Knox continues inspecting my neck, even though I'm pretty sure he's done and his wolf is just making excuses. Then he says something that steals the air right out of my lungs. No one has ever worn my scent before. My breath trips. Oh, his voice drops, raw, unguarded. Rogues don't bond? Not like that, not even temporarily. I've never, he exhales harshly, never marked anyone ever. The room goes still. The storm outside quiets. My wolf presses close to the surface. And yet you marked me, I whisper. Knox's eyes meet mine for once. There is no guardedness, no coldness, no walls, just a man realizing he's done something irreversible. Yeah, he says hoarsely, my wolf chose before I could stop him. My heart shouldn't react the way it does, but it does. Warmth, a flutter, a pull I can't explain. That's a big deal, Knox. I know. He leans back slightly, like the confession took something from him. Then, a sudden bang outside. Knox is on his feet instantly. He sniffs, growls, turns toward the door. They found the safe house. My stomach drops. Already? They must have followed our trail, or... He stiffens. Someone switched to pheromone tracking. That second wave wasn't random. What do we do? His eyes blaze. We leave. Where? Somewhere no one can track you. Knox! He grabs my hand again, urgent, rough with worry. Alina, he says, voice trembling with barely checked anger. I promised I wouldn't lose what I'd claimed. My chest tightens. He isn't talking about scent anymore. Not really. He pulls me close, too close, and whispers, almost pained, "Stay with me." Before I can answer, the front door slams open, and in steps the one person I never wanted to see again, my ex. Chapter 7. The door slams open so hard it cracks against the wall. Rain blows in, blood smell, alpha ego, everything my nightmares are made of, and then... He steps inside. Ryan, my ex-mate. Tall, blonde, perfect in that polished, political, high-ranking pack way. Amber eyes, always cold jaw, always clenched. Voice always dripping with, I know better. He scans the room. His gaze lands on me first. He smiles. A slow, cruel, I own you smile. Alina, he says, voice smooth as poison. There you are. I freeze. My body remembers everything before my mind does. The nights I cried, the fights, the way he said I was lucky he chose me, the fake mark he forced on me, the cheating, his betrayal, and then his cover-up. We'll fix this, I'll fix you, no one needs to know. My breath stutters. Knox immediately steps in front of me, blocking Ryan's view. Shoulders broad, stance lethal, wolf vibrating under his skin. Ryan raises a brow. You found a rogue, Alina, he says with a laugh. This is how you hide? Knox growls. Not just a growl, a deep, full-body, murderous vibration that shakes dust off the ceiling. Ryan's smirk falters. You're Knox Riven. Knox doesn't respond. He doesn't even blink. He just steps forward, one slow, deadly step at a time. Placing himself fully between me and Ryan like a living wall of violence, Ryan lifts both hands. Easy, rogue. I'm here for my omega. Incorrect, Knox says. One word, spoken soft. More dangerous than a roar. Ryan laughs like he doesn't feel the temperature drop 20 degrees. Alina is mine. She ran off in a tantrum, but she is bound to me. She belongs... Finish that sentence, Knox says, and I'll break your jaw. Ryan scoffs. You think you're protecting her? She's marked. She's under my claim. Knox tilts his head. No, he says calmly. She's under mine. Ryan freezes. What? Knox steps aside just enough to show me, only for a second, and then blocks me again. Ryan's eyes widen, nostrils flaring. He scents me, and the moment he does, his entire expression cracks. Rage, humiliation, a twisted, choking horror. "You let him scent you?" Ryan snaps at me. "Are you insane?" "I didn't let him do anything," I shoot back. "You lost any right to my skin the moment you crawled into someone else's bed." Knox looks at me, proud and pissed off on my behalf. Ryan snarls. "That's not how this works." "This is exactly how this works," Knox says. "She's protected." "That mark was fake," Ryan argues. "We had not completed the bond. I can still take her back. The Pack Council—" "I don't care about your council," Knox cuts in. "You won't touch her." Ryan bares his teeth. "She's my mate." Knox laughs. Quiet, humorless, chilling. The kind of laugh that says, "I hope you try something." "You think claiming a woman binds her?" Knox asks softly. "You think forcing a mark makes her yours?" Ryan stiffens. "You don't understand pack law." Knox steps forward, invading Ryan's space. "I don't follow pack law," he says. "I follow my wolf." He leans in slightly. "And my wolf," he growls, "is 2 seconds from tearing out your throat." My pulse spikes. Ryan shifts his stance, trying to hide the tremble in his hands. "You're interfering with an internal pack matter." "You came onto rogue land," Knox says. "This isn't your territory." "This whole city is under pack jurisdiction." "Not anymore." Ryan blinks, confused. "What does that mean?" Knox lifts his chin. "It means you're standing in my territory." My mouth drops. "Your territory?" I whisper. He doesn't look at me, but his jaw tightens. "Yes," he says quietly. "This entire district." Ryan's composure shatters. "You're claiming a human city block?" he scoffs. "Not a block," Knox says. "A region." Ryan laughs like it's absurd. "Rogues don't control regions." Knox's eyes flash gold. Bright, burning, alpha hot. "This rogue does." I swear the air folds around him when he says it. The way territory power pulses from alphas when they're fully asserting dominance. Ryan stumbles back half a step before catching himself. "You're insane," he snarls. "You think being the strongest rogue in the region means anything? Alina comes home with me." Knox moves faster than I can register. 1 second he's standing between us. The next he has Ryan slammed against the wall, one hand around his throat. Ryan chokes. "You're attacking an alpha." "You're not an alpha," Knox hisses. "You're a coward." Ryan claws at Knox's wrist. "You don't understand. She's mine." Knox tightens his grip. Ryan sputters. Knox leans in, voice deadly calm. "I scent-marked her. I protected her. I claimed her safety. That wolf of yours? He knows what that means. He's afraid right now, isn't he?" Ryan's eyes widen with helpless panic. Oh, wow. Knox is overpowering Ryan's wolf. With sheer dominance, I've never seen an alpha lose wolf control in front of another. It's humiliating, terrifying, rare. And Knox does it like breathing. He leans close to Ryan's ear. "You forced a mark on her," he growls. "If you ever try to touch her, ever, my wolf will end you." He drops Ryan like trash. Ryan collapses to the floor, gasping. Knox grabs me gently, pulling me behind him again. "Get up," Knox says. Ryan staggers to his knees. Knox's voice turns to steel. "Leave my territory, and if you come back—" His wolf surges, flooding the room with lethal pressure. "You won't walk out." Ryan scrambles backward toward the door, eyes darting between Knox and me. "You'll regret this," he spits at Knox. "Both of you will." Knox steps forward once. Ryan bolts. The door slams shut behind him. Silence. Rain thunder. My shaking breath. Knox exhales slowly. "Alina." I step out from behind him. He looks at me, not like I'm fragile, not like I'm trouble, like I'm the reason he didn't rip Ryan apart. "You okay?" he asks softly. I nod. Then I surprise myself. I reach for him. Not because I'm scared, not because I need him to stand between me and danger, but because I want his warmth, his scent. The steadiness he carries like a second skin. Knox freezes. Then, slowly, he wraps an arm around me. "Alina," he murmurs, voice rough, "I won't let him near you again. Ever." I close my eyes. For the first time since the betrayal, I believe it. Chapter 8. Knox holds me for only a few seconds, but those seconds feel like they rearrange the map of my entire life. Warmth, strength, a scent that wraps around me like a shield woven from smoke and storm. He releases me the moment he senses my breathing steady. But he does it reluctantly, like his wolf wanted to stay exactly where we were. He steps back, jaw tight, as if closeness is a mistake he can't afford twice. "We should move," he says. "Ryan's gone," I whisper. "For now." "Gone isn't safe," Knox says. "Gone means regrouping." He's right. Ryan doesn't give up, not on control, not on pride. I inhale shakily. "Where do we go?" Knox's eyes flick to me, glowing faint gold. Not dominance, not anger. Concern. "A place only I know," he says. "A real refuge." That safe house wasn't real. He gives me a look like I should have known better. "Alina, if I had brought you to my real safe place already, that would mean I trusted you." "And you don't?" He crosses his arms, muscles flexing under his wet shirt. "No," I swallow, unexpectedly stung. "Oh." His expression shifts instantly, panic flickering in his eyes like a candle in wind. "Not like that," he says quickly. "I mean..." He exhales hard. "My wolf trusts you. Too much. That's the problem." My heart does a gymnastic routine. "Your wolf trusts me?" I ask softly. Knox looks away, irritated at himself. "He reacted to you the second I saw you. We don't do that." "What does that mean?" He rakes a hand through his hair, a rare sign of agitation. "It means," he mutters, "I don't know how to handle you." My breath catches. "Knox!" He cuts me off by sniffing the air sharply. His entire posture changes rigid, alert, wound tight. "They're not retreating," he says. "They're circling." My stomach drops. "How many?" "3, maybe 4. "That's fewer." "They're Ryan's personal guard this time," Knox says grimly. "They won't threaten, they won't speak. They'll just try to grab you." My blood runs cold. Knox steps in front of me. Again. Always. "You stay close," he says, "and you do not let go of me." He offers his hand. I take it without hesitation. Because despite everything, the violence, the conflicting instincts, the rogues don't do attachment mantra, Knox is the only thing in this entire nightmare that feels constant. The moment our hands lock, something warm sparks between us. Knox inhales sharply. His eyes flare gold. He looks down at our joined hands, like they're a problem he doesn't know how to solve. "We need to be quick," he says, voice rougher than before. "And quiet." He leads me toward a trapdoor hidden behind a stack of crates. The hinges groan as he pulls it open, revealing a narrow stairwell descending into darkness. "Go," he murmurs. I hesitate, "But I'll be right behind you." "Promise?" He meets my eyes. The honesty there is a punch straight to my ribs. "Yes," he says. "I promise." I climb down the stairs. He follows immediately, closing the hatch above us. The darkness swallows everything. Until Knox snaps his fingers, a soft golden light blooms from a lantern on the wall. The hallway ahead is carved out of old stone, long-abandoned infrastructure beneath the city. "Rogue tunnels," Knox says. "Rogue tunnels exist?" He snorts. "Everything Pax don't know about is impossible." "Do these lead somewhere safe?" "To my territory," he answers. "You said this whole district was yours," I remind him. "Not the city." He glances down at me. "My territory is beyond the city." I swallow. "How far?" "A day's walk." "A day." "Underground," he adds. "Oh, fantastic. Do I get a sticker when we arrive?" He almost smiles. Almost. Knox moves ahead of me, still holding my hand, scanning every shadow with wolf senses. The tunnel is narrow enough that his arm occasionally brushes my shoulder. Every time it happens, I swear his wolf reacts. A low rumble deep in his chest that I feel more than hear. After several minutes, he finally speaks. "You didn't flinch," he says quietly. "What?" "When Ryan confronted you." I blink. "Were you expecting me to?" "Most would." "I'm not most." A soft grunt. "I've noticed." We keep walking. The tension begins to bleed into something else. Not calm, not safety, but a quieter kind of danger. A danger that feels intimate. Knox's thumb brushes mine as we step over a broken support beam. I pretend not to notice. He pretends he didn't do it. Then he clears his throat. "Alina," he says slowly. "About earlier, when I scent marked me?" I offer. He stiffens. "Yes." "You regret it?" "No." My heart stops. He continues, voice low, rough-edged. "I don't regret protecting you. I regret letting you think it meant something it didn't." There it is. The rejection, the wall, the reminder that rogues don't love. "Right," I say. "Just survival." He stops walking, completely. He turns to face me, lantern glow casting sharp shadows across his jaw. "That's not what I meant." "Then what did you mean?" He steps closer. My breath stumbles. "Alina," he says softly, "when I marked you, it meant too much." I blink. Too much? I crossed a line. Which line? His throat bobs. The line that keeps rogues alive. He's being honest. Painfully so. And I feel it in my bones that this moment matters before I can respond. Something echoes through the tunnel. Footsteps, fast, closing in. Knox shoves me gently behind him. He scents the air, once growls. "They followed us," he whispers. "They're in the tunnels." "How?" "No time." He grabs my shoulders, eyes blazing gold. "Alina, listen to me." I nod, breath shaking. "If anything happens," he says, "you run to the left fork up ahead. I'm not leaving you." "You will," he growls. "Try me." His wolf surges, power crackling like lightning. "Alina!" The footsteps get louder. Knox leans down, so close his forehead nearly touches mine, and whispers, "I can't lose you." My heart stutters. "Then don't," I breathe. He exhales like that broke something open inside him. Then, shadows move behind us. Knox spins, snatching me around the waist and pulling me tight against his chest. His wolf explodes forward, filling the tunnel with deadly alpha pressure. And Knox growls, low and savage, "Come any closer and you'll die in my territory." Chapter 9. Shadows spill like living things from the far end of the tunnel. Boots splash through shallow water. Metal clicks. Breaths echo, and beneath it all, the low hum of tightly leashed wolf instinct. Knox shifts his stance, one arm wrapped firmly around my waist, drawing me back against the breadth of his chest. My entire spine lights up, not from fear, from the way his body curves protectively around mine like a shield built by instinct and fury. 3 figures emerge into the lantern glow, half-shifted, eyes glowing, muscles tense. Ryan's personal guard. The worst of the worst. The ones who don't negotiate, the ones who don't hesitate. The ones Ryan sends when he wants a problem erased, not retrieved. The lead wolf steps forward. Broad shoulders, jagged scar down his cheek, sinister smirk. "Knox Riven," he says, voice dripping with mock respect. Knox doesn't answer. He only tightens his grip on me. Just a fraction. Just enough to make my heart lurch. The scarred wolf's gaze slides to me. He inhales. His face twists. "She smells like you." Knox's growl rips through the tunnel, raw, primal, furious. The stone walls vibrate. "Back! Up!" Knox snarls. The guard laughs. "We're under orders." "You step 1 foot closer," Knox warns, voice dropping to lethal softness. "And you won't leave this tunnel alive." The second guard, the smaller, wiry one, steps forward. "You're one wolf," he sneers. "Even you can't take all of us." Knox lifts his chin. "I don't need to take all of you." A pause. Just the first idiot who touches her. My stomach flips. My lungs forget how to lung. This man, this rogue, is willing to fight Ryan's elite wolves in an enclosed space. For me, the third guard speaks, calm, almost bored. "Alina Hale," he says. "Come here." My knees lock. "No," he says. "Come," he repeats. "Your alpha orders it." A cold wave of dread slams into my chest, not because I want to obey, but because I remember how it felt to be bound to Ryan, weak, small, silenced. My wolf snarls. I stay where I am. Knox's arm slides lower around my waist, pulling me flush against him. "Try that command again," Knox growls, "and I'll rip your tongue out." The lead guard scoffs. "You're protecting a runaway Omega with a stolen claim. This isn't your fight, Riven." Knox's lips curl into a vicious smile. "It is now." The guards exchange glances. Their wolves shift forward. Claws, bone-cracking teeth lengthening. Knox pushes me gently aside. "Stay by the wall," he orders. "No!" My voice shakes. "I'm not leaving you." His eyes snap to mine. Something vulnerable flickers there. Something I'm not supposed to see. Something he doesn't want me to see. Fear. Not fear for himself. Fear for me. "Alina," his voice breaks on my name. "Please." The please destroys me. But the guards lunge before I can argue. Knox meets the first attacker head-on. The tunnel erupts into chaos. Metallic clangs, wolf snarls, bodies slamming into stone. Knox fights like a force of nature, not polished, not pretty, raw, brutal, instinctive. Every hit he takes, he gives back twice as hard. He dodges a blade, twists an arm, slams a wolf into the wall so fast my vision blurs trying to track him. But the tunnels are narrow. He's strong. But space is against him. The second guard gets behind him, jabbing a silver dagger into his side. "Knox!" I scream. He roars. A sound that shakes the ceiling dust loose and throws the attacker across the tunnel with terrifying force. But blood spills down his shirt, silver-laced blood, burning. He staggers. "Knox!" I rush forward. His eyes lock on mine, wilder, hotter, feral. "Stay back!" he snarls. His wolf is rising, too close to the surface. Another mistake from the guards. "Get the girl!" the scarred one commands. Rage snaps my breath in half. I am not a girl. I am not weak. I am not helpless. I am not Ryan's property. I shove forward, grabbing a broken metal pipe near the wall. The third guard lunges for me, and I swing. The pipe connects with his jaw. Hard. He stumbles, stunned. "Touch me again and I'll rearrange your teeth," I snap. Knox freezes mid-fight. His eyes widen. His wolf surges so fast his eyes burn fully gold. "Alina!" He breathes. Stunned, shaken, something hot and dangerous threading his voice. "Don't ever do that again!" Before I can argue, the scarred guard shifts fully, a massive wolf, fangs dripping saliva, eyes locked on me. He leaps. I scream. Knox moves faster than I've ever seen him move. He slams into the wolf midair. Gravity snapping, bones cracking, snarls exploding in a terrifying echo. Knox pins the wolf to the ground and rips the blade from his own side, using it against the attacker with ruthless precision. Blood splashes across the stone. The guard collapses. The remaining two hesitate, then bolt back into the darkness, abandoning their leader. Cowards. The tunnel falls silent except for Knox's breathing ragged, unsteady, pain-laced. He sways. "Knox!" I rush to him. He catches himself on the wall, hand pressed to the silver wound, teeth clenched so hard they might crack. "Don't!" he growls as I approach. "Silver burns, don't touch." "Shut up," I snap, grabbing his wrist anyway. "You saved my life. Again." His eyes lift to mine, wolf bright and hurting. "You shouldn't be near me when I'm like this," he warns softly. "I'm not fully in control." "Then I'll hold control for both of us," I say, voice trembling. He stares at me like I've just crossed a line he didn't think anyone could cross. A line he didn't want anyone to cross. "Alina," he whispers, Why are you still here?" The answer slips out before I can stop it. Because I don't want to be anywhere else. Knox's breath catches. Then he lets his forehead fall against mine. Not aggressive, not instinctual human. Vulnerable. Grateful. I can't lose you, he murmurs. You won't, I whisper. His breath shakes. We need to keep moving, he forces out. They'll return. With more. We're almost to my territory line. Then lean on me, I say. His eyes widen. Alina, Knox, do it. He hesitates, then rests a fraction of his weight against me. It feels like trust, like the beginning of something neither of us is ready to name. Together we start moving again. One step at a time. Him bleeding, me shaking, both of us pretending we're not clinging to each other for more than survival. At the end of the tunnel, faint sunlight glows. Knox squeezes my hand. We're close, he whispers. My territory starts just beyond that ridge. What happens when we're there? I ask. He looks at me, wounded and fierce. Everything changes. Chapter 10. The tunnel opens into cold morning air. Pines drip rainwater. Fog curls over mossy earth. A ridge rises ahead, soaked in silver dawn light. Knox stumbles as we reach the exit, gripping the rock wall, breathing hard. The silver wound at his side is still smoking. My heart lurches. Knox, sit, I order. He shakes his head stubbornly. We're not safe yet. Sit, I repeat, softer but sharper. He looks at me like I'm asking him to do the impossible. Then he lowers himself onto a rock, jaw clenched hard enough to crack. I kneel beside him, pulling his arm around my shoulders to keep him upright. His skin burns under my touch. His breath comes in low guttural growls, his wolf fighting the silver spreading through his veins. Don't get close, he warns, voice rough. I can't hold him back much longer. Then don't hold him back, I whisper. His head snaps toward me, eyes blazing molten gold. Alina, he snarls. My wolf wants you. He wants to bury his scent into your skin until you can't breathe without it. He wants to tear apart anything that looks at you, including you if I lose control. I'm not afraid of him, I say. You should be. I'm not. Silence. Rain drips from the pines. Fog coils around our ankles. You trust me that much? Knox whispers. More than you trust yourself. He swallows hard, like the words hit a wound deeper than the silver. His head dips forward, forehead brushing mine, breath warm and frantic against my lips. I'm not your mate, he murmurs, voice cracked. I'm not your alpha, I'm not. You're the one who saved me, I say. You're the one who keeps saving me. His breath shakes. And that scares me more than anything, he admits. The honesty slices me open. I take his hand, slowly, careful not to jolt the silver pain. He stares at our joined fingers, eyes flickering like a man caught between instinct and oath. Knox, I whisper, let me help you. He shakes his head tightly. Rogues don't lean on anyone, don't depend, don't. You're bleeding out, Knox. I'm trying, he grits. No, I say softly. You're suffering alone because you think you're supposed to. His eyes snap to mine, vulnerable, raw, barely holding on. Come here, I whisper. He doesn't move, so I lean in first. I wrap my arms around him, supporting his weight, letting him lean without making him ask. For a moment, he doesn't breathe. Then he exhales, shuddering. And slowly, painfully, Knox collapses into me. His forehead presses into my shoulder. His arm curls around my waist. His entire body trembles as the silver poison burns through him. He is a mountain trying to pretend he is not falling, and I hold him. His growl vibrates against my collarbone. Alina, he rasps. This is dangerous. What is? His fingers dig into my hip. This, he whispers, you. The way it feels, wrong to let you go. My pulse flares. Then don't. He lifts his head slightly, just enough for his lips to ghost my jaw. Not a kiss. A question. My breath stutters. Knox, I whisper. He's shaking now. From the silver. From restraint. From everything he's tried to bury under fury and solitude. I can't lose you, he murmurs again, voice breaking. I don't know why it feels like I've always known you. My throat tightens. My wolf presses against my ribs, whining softly. I feel it too, I admit. His eyes snap open. Don't say that, he warns. Don't give me things I can't have. You already have them. That does it. Knox grabs the back of my neck gently but desperately, eyes blazing with emotion he's been choking for chapters. I'm not good for you, he whispers. I'm a rogue. I bring danger everywhere I go. His thumb brushes my cheek, tender in a way that should be impossible. I shouldn't touch you. But you want to. He swallows. Yes. I lean into his palm. He shudders. My territory's just past the ridge, he says, voice lowering. Once you cross that line, you're under my protection, my rules, my instincts, my wolf. A beat. Are you ready for that? My heart pounds. Not from fear, from something fierce, warm, and terrifyingly right. Yes, I say. His breath stops. Gold swallows his eyes whole. Then, slowly, reverently, Knox stands. He's unsteady, hurt, but he still positions himself between me and the world. He reaches out a hand. Come with me, he says softly, to where no one can touch you, to where no one can take you, to where wolves only enter if I allow it. I take his hand. He pulls me close, so close his breath brushes my lips, and whispers, cross this line with me, and you're mine to protect. The ridge waits, his territory waits, and fate holds its breath. Chapter 11. Knox's hand tightens around mine as we approach the ridge. The fog curls at our ankles like living smoke. The air hums with something ancient, territorial, electric, a boundary. Not physical, but unmistakably wolf-made. My skin prickles as we approach the invisible line. Knox stops just short of it, chest rising and falling with unsteady breaths, the silver wound still burning under his shirt. His eyes, golden, molten, cracked open, meet mine. This isn't the dangerous rogue who tore through hunters. This isn't the man who pretends he doesn't care. This is the version of Knox I wasn't supposed to see. The one who feels. The one who wants. The one who fears that want. Alina, he whispers, voice hoarse. Once you cross, you're under my protection. I know. Under my wolf. I know that too. He swallows, hard. His hand trembles around mine. You won't be able to leave without my say, not because I'd force you. A breath shudders out of him. But because territory bonds don't break easily. I step closer, our foreheads nearly touching. Knox, I whisper. I trust you. His eyes squeeze shut like the words cut and soothe at the same time. You shouldn't, he murmurs. But I do. He opens his eyes, slowly. There's no mask left. No anger, no distance. Just a man who's been alone too long. He releases a shaky breath. Okay, he says, soft, broken, accepting. Cross. My heart thunders as I take the last step. But he pulls me back. Wait. I blink up at him. What? He cups my jaw gently, thumb brushing my cheek. I need to warn you, he murmurs. The moment you enter my territory, my wolf will react. How? Strongly. What does that mean? His throat works. It means he'll feel you as part of him, whether I want that or not. I swallow. And do you? He closes his eyes like the answer hurts. Yes. The ground trembles. Or maybe it's just me. He takes one slow step back toward the ridge. Alina, he says, voice reverent. Come home. A breath, a heartbeat, a choice. I step over the line. The world slams open. Heat floods the air, raw territorial energy snapping like lightning. Knox drops to one knee, not in worship, not in dominance, in instinct, overload. His wolf tears through him, not shifting but exploding beneath his skin, twisting his features with something primal and terrifying and beautiful. He grips the earth like he's holding himself together. Knox? I whisper. His voice cracks. "Don't panic," he grits out. It's just the bond. Territory, recognition, Mother Moon." He doubles over, trembling. I rush to him. The moment I touch his shoulder, everything changes. His breath stops. His wolf freezes. The trembling halts. Slowly, agonizingly, he lifts his head. His eyes are fully gold now. Not violent, not threatening. Possessive, awestruck, shaken to his core. "Alina," he breathes like a prayer. "Mine." My heart slams. "Knox." He grabs my wrist, not harshly but desperately, pulling my hand to his chest over his pounding heart. "You feel that?" he rasps. "That's not dominance, that's not control." His voice softens to a tremor. "That's relief." I blink, stunned. "Relief?" "You're in my territory. You're safe. My wolf." His breath catches. He's finally calm. Something fierce and warm floods through me. He presses his forehead to mine, this time without restraint. "I haven't felt peace in 10 years, he murmurs. "Not until you stepped over that line." My throat tightens painfully. Knox takes my face in his hands with trembling care, like I'm something he's afraid to shatter. "Alina," he says, voice dragging like gravel over emotion. "You don't know what you've done." "What did I do?" I whisper. "You gave me a reason to stop running." My breath breaks. He brushes his nose against mine, barely there, just a whisper of contact, but it sends heat rushing through me. "Knox." His voice drops to a low, reverent rasp. "My territory recognizes you." I blink. "As what?" He hesitates. Pain, want, fear, all tangled. "As mine," he whispers. My pulse stutters. "But you said rogues don't attach." "They don't. And you don't. I don't. But your wolf." He closes his eyes, defeated by truth. "My wolf already did." Silence drops between us, heavy and charged. My hand rises, almost involuntarily, to brush his jaw. He melts into the touch, like it's something he's starving for. "Knox," I whisper. "I'm here. I'm not running." His eyes open, softened, shaken. "You should," he murmurs. "But I won't." He exhales sharply, like the admission breaks him open. Then he says the most terrifying, beautiful thing yet. "Then stay tonight," he whispers, "in my den." My breath stops. "Your den?" He nods once. "Not as mine. Not yet." A pause. "But under my protection, close enough that I know you're breathing, close enough that I can keep the nightmares away." His voice cracks, "Close enough that my wolf sleeps." Something inside me answers that call. Something instinctive and ancient and deeply, dangerously right. "Then take me," I whisper, "to your den." Knox stands, still trembling from the bond surge, and lifts my hand to his lips without thinking. He presses a soft kiss to my knuckles. Then freezes, startled that he did it. His wolf rumbles approval. Knox looks ruined by it. "Alina," he whispers, "you're going to undo me." Maybe I already have. He leads me deeper into his territory, wounded, weary, powerful, never letting go of my hand. And the forest watches us go like it already knows the truth neither of us has said aloud. A rogue who doesn't attach has already chosen, and an omega who was once hunted is finally home. Chapter 12. Knox leads me through the forest like he's following a heartbeat only he can hear. The fog thins, the air warms, the scent of his territory deepens. Pine sap, cold earth, storm-soaked bark, and underneath it all, Knox. He still holds my hand. Not tight, not possessively, but like letting go might break something in him. He hasn't said a word since the ridge. He keeps glancing at me, quiet, shaken, as if checking I'm still here. After a few minutes, the woods open into a clearing. A cabin sits beneath towering pines. Weathered wood, stone chimney, wolf-carved totems marking the boundary. Lanterns glow in the windows like warm eyes welcoming us in. Knox stops at the edge of the clearing. His shoulders rise and fall with a slow, heavy breath. "This is it," he murmurs. Your home? I whisper. He nods. My den. The word pulses between us. A wolf's den isn't just a house. It's sanctuary, it's instinct, it's trust. It's a place no one enters unless the wolf allows it. I step closer. What now? I ask softly. Knox looks at me, really looks, like he's memorizing me in case fate is cruel enough to take this moment away. Now, he says quietly, I let you in. He leads me across the clearing, but before we reach the door, he stops abruptly. Alina, he says. His voice is different now, lower, rougher, like he's peeling away the last layers of distance. I need you to understand something. What is it? He releases my hand. My heart lurches at the loss of contact. Knox lifts both hands, hesitant, careful, and cups the sides of my face. His fingertips tremble. I've never brought anyone here. I swallow. Ever, he whispers. Not a pack wolf, not another rogue, not a woman, not a single person. My breathing stutters. Why not? His thumbs brush my jaw, barely there, almost reverent. Because this place is me, he murmurs. My wolf, my history, my scars, my instincts. A shiver rolls through me. And you're bringing me in, I say. He nods once, slow and painful. My wolf wants you here. His breath shakes. He's never wanted anything. Something inside me melts, fierce and aching. Knox. He closes his eyes as if my voice hurts him. Then, with a quiet resolve I feel in my bones, he steps back and opens the cabin door. Warm lamplight spills out. The interior smells like cedar smoke and old books and the faintest hint of wild musk. He doesn't walk in first. He waits. For me. Go ahead, he murmurs. Crossing that threshold. It means something. I hesitate at the doorway, heart pounding. He watches me with a kind of soft desperation. You can still walk away, he says quietly. No bond, no claim, no regret. I meet his gaze, strong, vulnerable. A man who's never allowed himself to choose anything for himself. Knox, I whisper, I'm not walking away. His chest rises sharply, like the air hit him too fast. Then I step inside. The moment my foot crosses the threshold, Knox inhales sharply. A deep sound tears from his chest. A low, involuntary wolf rumble that vibrates through the walls. He rushes in after me as if dragged by instinct alone, and the door swings shut behind us. Alina! His voice is ragged. Mother Moon, I didn't think... What's happening? I whisper. He braces a hand on the wall, gripping it hard enough to splinter wood. Territory resonance, he grits out. My wolf, he feels you here, in our space. Everything in me is... He breaks off with a shaky growl. I step closer. His breath stutters. His hand dents the wall. His eyes flare molten gold. Tell me what you need, I whisper. He shudders. Distance, he rasps. I freeze. But then he reaches for me, fingers brushing my wrist, holding on with a gentleness that contradicts every word. Not from you, he whispers. From myself. My heart cracks open. Knox, I breathe. You're not going to hurt me. You don't know that, he snarls softly. I do. How? Because your wolf calms when I touch you. Not the other way around. His eyes widen, shocked, shaken, undone. I lift my hand and cup his jaw. He goes still, painfully still, like the entire world paused. His breath stops. His muscles lock. His wolf stops growling, goes silent, as if listening. Knox whispers, hoarse, Alina, don't... But he leans into my touch anyway. Soft, slow, like he's learning the shape of comfort. My thumb strokes the rough stubble on his jaw. He releases a breath that sounds like surrender. I don't deserve this, he whispers. You do. I don't know how to do this. I'll show you. He takes my wrist gently, his thumb brushing my pulse, like he's afraid I'll vanish. Alina, he murmurs, you're becoming something to me. My throat tightens. Something what? The corner of his mouth twitches. Not a smile, but the ache of one trying to form. I don't have the words yet, he admits, but I know what my wolf calls you. What does he call me? I whisper. Knox leans close, forehead meeting mine, his breath warm against my lips. His. My heart slams. And you? I breathe. Knox freezes, his wolf growls low, not violent but claiming. Slowly, like the truth is dragging itself out of him, he whispers, I'm getting there. My whole body warms, heat curling low and bright. Knox. He pulls back just enough to look in my eyes. Stay tonight, he says again. This time not as a plea, not as a command, but as a promise. With me. A heartbeat. Not as my mate. Another heartbeat. Not yet. His thumb brushes my cheek, but as the one person my wolf and I want close. Silence falls heavy, warm, unspoken. Then he steps aside, offering me the inner room, the den, a place no one has ever entered, a place meant for safety, for rest, for trust, for someone chosen. I walk in. Knox follows. And when the door closes behind us, I know. This is no longer just survival. This is the beginning of something fated, dangerous, and beautifully inevitable. Chapter 13. The inner room of Knox's den is warm, safe, quiet in a way the world hasn't been since the night I fled my pack. Soft furs line the floor. A low fire crackles in a stone hearth. Lantern light pools in amber shadows. Everything smells like cedar, smoke, and Knox. A scent that wraps around me like a promise I never dared to want. Knox stops at the threshold. He looks tense. Not dangerous tense, vulnerable tense. Like a man standing at the edge of a cliff he built himself. He watches me take in the space. This is where I sleep, he murmurs. Sleep, a simple word. But for wolves, sleep is trust. Knox clears his throat. If you stay, you take the left side. I'll take the right. I blink. You have sides of the bed? He rubs the back of his neck. It's not a bed, not officially. It's the den, the place a wolf rests when he's not alone. His voice falters. The admission hangs between us. He steps barefoot onto the fur-lined floor, wincing slightly from the silver still burning through his system. His hand presses lightly to his side. Knox, you're still bleeding. I'm healing. That's not healing, that's smoldering. He gives me a half-lidded stare. I smolder naturally. I narrow my eyes. That's not what I meant. He exhales through his nose, almost a laugh but too pained, too tired. I'm fine, he says. Then he sways, and I'm there, hands catching his shoulders before he can drop. His breath chokes out in a gasp, not from pain, but from the shock of being held. His fingers curl instinctively around my forearms. Alina, he rasps. Don't, I can't. He tries to pull away. I don't let him. Sit, I whisper. His wolf rumbles low, wanting to obey, but Knox, the man, fights it. I shouldn't be weak in front of you. That's the point, I say softly. You don't have to pretend here. He goes still. Very still. Then, slowly, painfully, he lowers himself onto the furs. I sit beside him, letting his weight lean against me. He stiffens. You shouldn't. You told me to stay, I remind him. I'm staying. For your safety, not... He stops himself, jaw clenching. Not what? I ask. He presses his palm to his sternum like something aches there. Not for this, he mutters. I tip my head. For what, Knox? He shuts his eyes. Then he says the one thing I never expected. For me. Silence. Rain taps softly outside. The fire cracks. Knox breathes unsteadily, like he's confessing something forbidden. You're helping me, he murmurs. And I don't know what to do with that. You don't have to do anything. His eyes snap open, golden, intense. Yes, I do. Wolves give back. Wolves balance the exchange. Wolves don't take comfort without offering something in return. What would you offer? I whisper. He looks away, hurt pulling tight through his expression. Everything, he says quietly. And that scares me. My heart does something dangerous. I reach for him gently, my hand brushing the side of his jaw. His breath stops. His eyes burn bright and soft at the same time. Knox, I murmur. You don't owe me anything. He leans into the touch, eyes half-lidded. I owe you everything, he whispers. You walked into my territory and gave me peace. No one has ever, his voice breaks, ever done that. Emotion sticks in my throat. His hand lifts, slow, hesitant, until his fingers brush my cheek. He traces a soft line along my jaw, like he's learning me the way a blind man learns the shape of light. Alina, he whispers, my wolf thinks you belong here. And you? I ask softly. He doesn't answer. He looks terrified to. Instead, he leans forward, inch by careful inch, until our foreheads touch again. His breath mingles with mine, warm, unsteady, wanting. He closes his eyes. I want to be close to you, he admits. Just close, nothing more, nothing I can't control. I swallow, then be close. He exhales, like I've relieved a pressure he's carried for years. Then Knox lies back onto the furs, pulling me gently with him, but not into an embrace, not into a claim, not into anything his wolf could twist into instinct. He settles me against his side, our bodies touching from shoulder to hip, his arm curved lightly behind me but not holding me. Safe. Close. Warm. He whispers into my hair, If I hold you tight, I won't let go. You can hold me, I whisper back. He inhales sharply, like I cut the rope around his chest, but he doesn't reach for me. Not yet. Instead, he rests his cheek against the top of my head, breathing me in softly. Sleep, he murmurs. You're safe. What about you? I ask. He hesitates. Then, my wolf sleeps only if you do. My heart twists. I close my eyes, letting the warmth of his body and the rhythm of his breath lull me. For the first time in months, maybe years, my fear goes quiet. Minutes pass, or maybe hours. At some point, Knox's arm slides around my waist, hesitant at first, then firm, protective, instinctive. He pulls me fully against him, exhaling like something deep inside him finally settles. His voice is barely audible, a whisper wrapped in a growl. Mine. I go still, not out of fear, out of something far more overwhelming. Knox? I whisper. He shifts, half asleep, half wolf, nuzzling into my hair. Not a claim, he murmurs, just truth. My heart aches. Sleep, he breathes again, softer. I'll be here when you wake. I fall asleep in his arms, and when dawn whispers through the window, I feel it. Something warm, something deep, something inevitable. Not a mate bond, not yet, but the beginning of something that could change everything. Something that feels like destiny in rogue clothing. Epilogue. Sunlight filters through the cabin windows. Soft gold, warm and slow, like the world is finally catching its breath. I blink awake, the smell of cedar smoke filling my nose, blankets tangled around my legs, and heat radiating from the body behind me. Knox. One arm is looped firmly around my waist, his palms spread warm across my stomach like his wolf decided in the night that proximity was non-negotiable. He's asleep. Truly asleep. His breathing deep and steady, no tension, no nightmares, no guards raised. His face, usually carved from stone, looks almost boyish in rest softer. Younger, like he's finally let his past unclench its grip on him. I shift slightly. His arm tightens instinctively, a low, sleepy rumble vibrating in his chest. Don't, he murmurs against the back of my neck, still half asleep. 5 more minutes. I smile into the pillow. Knox, it's morning. He groans like the sun personally offended him. Then his voice, rough, scraped, too soft, slides over my skin. You're still here. It isn't a question. It's wonder, relief, disbelief. I turn in his arms to face him, his eyes open, molten gold flickering before settling into their warm amber brown. He looks at me like he's memorizing me all over again. "Of course I'm still here," I whisper. His thumb traces the curve of my cheek. Gentle, reverent. "You could have run," he says. "I didn't want to." "What if I had?" "Then I'd have followed." His breath stops. A slow, stunned smile pulls at his lips. Small, imperfect, painfully real. "Alina," he murmurs, voice shaking with something bigger than either of us. I place my hand over his heart. It's beating fast beneath my palm. Too fast for calm, too fast for fear. Knox exhales like he's trying to release 10 years of loneliness. "I don't know what happens next," he admits. "Neither do I. But I want—" He swallows, the words scraping out raw. "I want you to stay in my territory with me." My throat tightens. Not a claim, not a bond, not a promise, a hope. "But you don't do attachments," I tease softly. He lifts my chin with a single finger. "Then I'll learn," he whispers. My heart slams. He rolls onto his back, staring at the ceiling for a moment, collecting himself. Then he turns his head toward me, voice steadier. "When you walked into my den, something changed." "What changed?" He reaches over, hooking a strand of my hair behind my ear. I stopped running. "I can't breathe. Not from panic, from awe. From the weight of the moment settling over us like something sacred." He continues, quieter. "I don't know what I am to you, or what I'll be. But—" He hesitates, searching my eyes. "I want to protect you. I want you to feel safe. I want—" He stops, jaw locking. I put my hand over his. "You don't have to have the words yet," I say. "We can figure it out." His shoulders loosen. A soft rumble vibrates through him. His wolf is pleased. He leans in slowly, giving me time to pull away. But I don't. Our foreheads touch. Breaths mingle. Everything quiets. "Alina," he whispers, "stay." I'm staying. Knox's eyes close, relief flooding through him. And then, he does something I never expected. He presses the lightest kiss to my forehead, barely a brush, soft, slow. A promise told in breath instead of words. When he pulls back, he whispers, "Not a claim." He takes my hand, threading our fingers together. "Just truth." I smile. "Then what's the truth?" His thumb strokes the back of my hand. "You're mine to protect," he says softly. "And I'm yours to trust." Something warm blooms in my chest. A beginning. A bond forming out of choice. Not force a life beyond fear. A future neither of us planned. Knox stands, offering his hand. "Come," he says. "Let me show you the rest of my territory." I take his hand. He pulls me close. No hesitation now, and guides me out into the sunlight. The woods glow gold around us, quiet and safe, like the whole world is waiting for what comes next. A rogue wolf and a hunted omega standing together on the first day of something fierce and new and ours. And as his fingers tighten around mine, I know the truth as sure as the dawn. I didn't just survive, I found my home. And my home has the eyes of a wolf who finally stopped running. Thank you for walking every shadowed step of this journey with me. If this story pulled you in, if you felt the sparks, the danger, the healing, and the hope, thank you for listening all the way to the end. Your support keeps these stories alive. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment with your favorite moment, and hit like if you want more Rogue Alpha, slow burn chaos in your feed. Until next time, my wolves. Stay safe, stay wild, and thank you for being part of this pack.